Hey everyone, today we're going to have a look at adding and subtracting surds. First off, if you recall from our algebra unit, we can only add or subtract like terms. Alright, so just as a bit of a recap, 7x plus 3x are like terms, so I can add them together to get 10x. But for example, x squared and 3x, I would not be able to add them because we've got a different kind of like term. Okay, so that would stay the same. So the same kind of thinking applies for adding and subtracting surds. So we can only add and subtract like terms or like surds. So like surds are basically numbers or multiples of the same surd. So for example, the square root of 3 and 2 root 3 would be like surds because they have the same multiple of the same surd. Okay, meaning the square root of 3. I could also say that the square root of 12 is also a like surd for those two. And if you remember back from our last section, when we simplify it, alright, 12 can be expressed as 4 times 3. Alright, so that would be 2 square root 3. Alright, has the same surd. Alright, so those three are all like surds. But just like our x squared and x, the square root of 2 would be not a like surd. So I wouldn't be able to use that. Or the square root of 5, for example. Okay, those things I wouldn't be able to use. So only like surds can be added or subtracted. And we want to always simplify before attempting to add or subtract. So we'll just have a look at a couple of examples now. So this is example 4. We want to simplify the following. So 2 square root 3 plus 4 square root 3. Okay, so first thing you need to check, are they like surds? So one and the other, and in this case they are. So that means I just simply have to add the two numbers. So 2 plus 4 is 6. Okay, and there would be square root 3. It's just the same as saying, for example, 2x plus 4x. Our like term was the x. Okay, we'd get 6x. Basically same principles apply. The other one we're looking at is 4 square root 6, 3 square root 2, take 3 root 6, plus 2 root 2. Alright, so might need to rearrange them a little bit. So identifying which ones are like terms. So this one and this one would be like terms. So So let's put them together, remembering to take that negative out the front. Alright, then we have got this one and this one. So plus 3 root 2 plus 2 root 2. Alright, and that would be equal to 4 take 3, which is 1. 3 plus 2, which is 5, square root 2. Example 5, now we're going to basically do similar things. We're simplifying these surds. We've got 5 root 2, take the square root of 8. Now this time we don't have like terms, but I can actually simplify the square root of 8. So just on the side here, the square root of 8, using our properties of surds, two numbers multiply to get 8. One of them has to be a perfect square. So we'll say 4 and 2 make 8. 4 is a perfect square, so we can split up that radical symbol as two separate ones. So square root of 8 is 2 root 2. So instead of the square root of 8, I can say it's actually 2 root 2. And now I have two surds which are like surds. 5 take 2 is 3 root 2. And the last one, 2 root 5 take 3 root 20 plus 6 root 45. Now I'm going to have to do the same thing up here, down here. Well, I can't do much with 5. It has no other factors, but 20 can be expressed as, and we did this before, it would be 4 and 5. So square root 4, square root 5, so 2 root 5. Now, it has a 3 times that. It was 3 times the square root of 20. We said the square root of 20 was actually 2 root 5, so it's probably worth just putting in brackets here, just so we can remember to times that by 3. And we've also got the square root of 45. We can actually say that's 9 times 5, square root 9, square root 5, so 3 root 5. And same thing, we've got that 6. I'm multiplying it by the simplified version of the square root of 45, which is 3 root 5. So a fair bit happening on over here, but if you break it up, just like I've done, hopefully it makes it a little bit easier. Alright, just going to expand these brackets, just so we know what we've got. So 3 times 2 is 6, and 6 times 3 is 18. Alright, then we've got 1, 2, 3 like surds, so adding and subtracting them. 2 take 6 is minus 4, plus 18, we'll get 14 square root 5. Okay, so that's all that we're looking at in terms of adding and subtracting surds. So it's just important to use those couple of the quick little notes I said at the start. So you can only add and subtract like surds, and so need to simplify it where we can. So just like over here, we simplified those larger radical symbols. so we can add and subtract. Alright, that's it for now. Thanks for watching.